Coming up on 5 Minute News. White House threatens patents of high-priced drugs developed with taxpayer dollars. Texas to consider pregnant woman's request for essential abortion. And US added a record 33 gigawatts of solar energy production this year. It's Thursday, December 7. I'm Anthony Davis. The Biden administration is putting pharmaceutical companies on notice, warning them that if the price of certain drugs is too high, the government might cancel their patent protection and allow rivals to make their own versions. Under a plan announced today, the government would consider overriding the patent for high-priced drugs that have been developed with the help of taxpayer money and letting competitors make them, in hopes of driving down the cost. In a 15-second video released on YouTube last night, President Joe Biden promised the move would lower prices. Today, we're taking a very important step toward ending price gouging, so you don't have to pay more for the medicine you need, he said. It's the latest health policy from a White House gearing up to make its efforts to tackle drug prices a central theme in next year's re-election campaign. Biden talks about the $35 cap on insulin for Medicare enrollees that went into effect this year, as well as a plan for government officials to negotiate some drug prices paid by Medicare for the first time in history. Texas's strict abortion ban will face an unprecedented test today when a judge considers a request for an emergency court order that would allow a pregnant woman whose fetus has a fatal diagnosis to have an abortion in the Republican state. The lawsuit filed by Kate Cox, a 31-year-old mother of two from the Dallas area, is believed to be the first of its kind in the nation since the U.S. Supreme Court last year overturned Roe v. Wade, according to the Center for Reproductive Rights. Since that landmark ruling, Texas and 12 other Republican states rushed to ban abortion at nearly all stages of pregnancy. Opponents have sought to weaken those bans, including an ongoing Texas challenge over whether the state's law is too restrictive for women with pregnancy complications. But until now, a woman has not gone to court seeking approval for an immediate abortion. Although Texas allows some exceptions under the ban, doctors and women have argued that the requirements are so vaguely worded that physicians still won't risk providing abortions lest they face potential criminal charges or lawsuits. State officials asked District Judge Maya Guerra-Gamble to deny the request, alleging that Cox does not meet the requirements for an exception to the ban. Cox is 20 weeks pregnant and has been told by doctors that her baby is likely to be stillborn or live for just a week at most, according to the lawsuit filed in Austin. The suit says doctors told her that their hands are tied under Texas's extremist abortion ban. The United States is expected to add a record 33 gigawatts of solar production capacity this year, up 55% compared with new solar capacity last year. But growth is expected to slow next year amid economic challenges, a report published today showed. The report by the Solar Energy Industries Association and Wood Mackenzie showed the U.S. solar industry added 6.5 gigawatts of new electric generating capacity in the third quarter, helped by a record installation of residential solar. However, changes to net energy metering policy in California and elevated interest rates across the U.S. are expected to lead to a brief decline next year before growth resumes the year after. Solar accounted for 48% of all new electricity-generated capacity added to the U.S. grid through the first 3 quarters of 2023, the report said. By 2028, solar capacity in the United States is expected to reach 377 gigawatts, compared with 161 gigawatts now. California and Texas led the nation in new solar installations in the third quarter. 14 states and Puerto Rico installed more than 100,663 megawatts of new solar capacity in the same period. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.